Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited y'all are here, and I'm excited to share with you all another tutorial. We got a special day coming up, Day of Trumpets. So we got to make some silver trumpets for our children to blow. If you're excited and want to learn more, then come on, let's not waste any time, and I'll tell you what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a paper towel roll, aluminum foil, a hot glue gun, gift wrapping tape. You want to make sure it's the really clear kind. And then y'all, we had some to-go food one day, and this was the perfect size circle. So anything lying around your house that's a circle, around like the size of a 3-wick candle, it'll work out just fine. You're also gonna need a marker, scissors, and cardstock. All right, so you're gonna take that sheet of cardstock and you're gonna take your circular shape container, whatever you found around your house, and you're gonna take your marker and just trace a circle around that object, just like this. All right, so next you're gonna pull out your aluminum foil, and you're gonna pull out just enough for you to be able to draw 2 circles on your foil sheet. All right, so when you're tracing your circles on your aluminum foil, you want to make sure the side facing up and that you're tracing on is the side that has that matte finish on it, just like this. So once you have finished tracing out all 3 of your circles, it's 1 on the cardstock and 2 on the aluminum foil, you're gonna grab your scissors and you're gonna go ahead and cut those circles out. Some of you might be wondering what age group this would be a good activity for. I would say ages 8 and up. You want to make sure that your children are really familiar and good with using their scissors, especially with using aluminum foil. It can be a bit of a challenging material to try and cut around. You could easily end up ripping it. So as long as they're able to handle the foil with care and cut around it, then I think that age group should be fine. But use your discretion. You know your child better than anyone else. So if you feel that this step may be better suited for you to complete for them, especially in the next step, you'll see where we're going to use a hot glue gun, then I would recommend maybe completing these steps for them and then allowing them to assemble the rest of the trumpet, especially if you have younger children. There is a fun game and activity that I'm going to share with you all in an upcoming video from a really beautiful organization called Hebrew Foundations. They give such great videos and teachings for children to understand. It's also really good for the parents too. Raising my hand over here, for just understanding a lot of these feast days and high holy days or set apart days to the Most High. So be on the lookout for another video coming soon. But yes, that is my suggestion for what age group to have complete this activity. And if you have little ones, then you can have them help out with little steps, like maybe pulling off some of the tape or putting some of the tape on different parts of it whenever you get to that step. But definitely, I think that this activity and them being able to blow the trumpets is suitable for just about all ages. Just look out for the babies, make sure they're not trying to eat it or anything, but they can pretend to blow their horns to the glory of the Most High Yah on this day as well. All right, y'all, so now that I'm done cutting out that other circle with the aluminum foil, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my circle on cardstock, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next step. All right, y'all. y'all. So now that we have all 3 of the circles cut out, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to go around the edge of that circle as close to the edge as possible, and then I'm gonna grab one of those aluminum foil circles and place it right on top. I have not tried making this activity using any other type of glue. So if you happen to use another type of glue and it works out well for you, then let me know in the comments so we can share with other families if they happen to do this activity and don't have a hot glue gun lying around. The reason why I use a hot glue gun is because it's just really quick. The glue is really sturdy and it holds on to things well, and I'm able to move through projects like this fairly quickly because of how quickly it can cool down. So I just want to reiterate this point again to parents, like I just mentioned earlier. In this section here, because you are working with a hot glue gun, you may want to just go ahead and pre-assemble this portion of the trumpet for your child, just to make sure that they're safe. And again, there's no super frustrating moments if they're struggling with cutting the foil section out, and then they can work on the next section that we have coming up here. So you're gonna grab your paper towel tube and you're gonna place it directly in the center of your foil circle that you glued to your cardstock. Once you have it nice and in the center, you're gonna take a marker and you're gonna trace around the circle of your paper towel tube. All right, so once you have finished tracing your smaller circle, you're gonna grab your scissors, you're gonna cut right up to where that circle starts, and you're gonna cut around that small inner circle. So now that we have fully cut out our inner circle, you're going to grab your aluminum foil. You want to pull out just enough to where it'll be able to fully encompass your paper towel tube. So I'm taking my paper towel tube, I'm gonna lay it on the edge and just hold on to the foil and roll it with the tube until it goes all the way around. Just like that. All right, so next we're gonna grab that clear gift wrapping tape and you're gonna pull off little pieces and just roll over to where the edge of the foil is. You're gonna tape that down so that it holds onto your paper towel tube. All right, so once you have finished taping the edge of the foil on your paper towel tube, you're gonna take the ends and just press down the remaining foil that goes past your paper towel tube. So press it inside your tube, just like that. All right, so next you're gonna grab your scissors and you're going to cut around the edge of your tube. You're gonna wanna cut down about 1/2 of an inch, and you're gonna wanna space out your cuts to be about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch apart. The reason why we're cutting around the edges, in the next step you'll see, we're gonna flare them out, and this is gonna help prevent the bell of the trumpet from sliding off of the tube. So as I mentioned before, I'm now going through and just fanning out those little slits that I cut around my tube, just like that. Next, I'm gonna grab our aluminum foil circle that we cut out, and we're going to end up wrapping that just behind those slits that we fanned out, and that's going to create the bell of our trumpet. So now I'm grabbing some tape and I'm taking the aluminum circle that I'm wrapping around the tube. You just overlap it until it's nice and snug around the tube, and you can take little pieces of tape to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to take even more pieces of tape and just align it across the parts of the front of the tube that we kind of fanned out, just to make sure that it's nice and secure to the bell section. And from here you can kind of tweak with it, play with it and shape it up to make it into the best shaped trumpet that you can. But earlier when I mentioned the materials and getting the really clear gift wrapping tape, so they have some tapes out there where it's almost like this kind of matte gray kind of finish, and you can kind of see that if you put it on top of the foil. But when you have the really clear translucent tape, then you shouldn't run into that issue. So you can use as much tape as you want to make sure that it's nice and secure. I'll also say, so for like the bell of my trumpet, it's a little wavy because I didn't quite get my tube directly in the middle of that circle. So whenever you're cutting it out, you want to make sure that that circle is as close to the center, but it still works out just fine and looks like a little silver trumpet. And I think it's an activity that your children will enjoy. And there you have it, y'all. We have some silver trumpets for our babies, our children to blow for Day of Trumpets, all to the glory of the Most High Yah. I hope that you all have enjoyed this tutorial. If you happen to try it out, hit me up in the comments. Let me know how it goes. And you all be blessed. Continue to be set apart to the glory of the Most High Yah, and have a beautiful time celebrating Day of Trumpets. Shalom.